Welcome to today's Explainer. We're jumping right into something absolutely fascinating today. We're going to unpack exactly how a top creator uses AI to completely supercharge their business, all while keeping their creative soul totally intact. We'll be looking directly at the behind-the-scenes methodology of a wildly successful entrepreneur and how they manage multiple, highly profitable businesses at once. Let's dive in.
So how do you actually build a $100,000 lifestyle business without working grueling 80-hour weeks? I mean, that's the ultimate dream for so many aspiring entrepreneurs, right? Well, today we are going to reveal the exact AI workflow that makes this delightfully possible. Normally, building a lifestyle business with serious revenue means burning the candle at both ends. But by effectively outsourcing the heavy lifting of processing to AI, you can radically condense your working hours. Okay, here is our roadmap for today. We'll be covering the evolution of work, the AI workflow model, designing your education curriculum, analyzing student feedback, and finally, the social media hook system.
Section 1, the evolution of work, from farming to digital processing.
Now, to really understand how to best use AI, we first need to zoom out a bit and look at human productivity as a whole. Because you see, work always follows this timeless, beautifully simple formula, regardless of what era we're living in. You take an input, you process it, and you create an output. And if you've done it properly, the value of that final output is going to be greater than the raw materials plus your labor. That is just fundamentally how value is generated. So, while our ancestors used sunlight to process seeds, or axes to process wood, today's knowledge workers use their brains to turn raw data and ideas into highly valuable digital products. Think about it. In the agricultural era, your input was a seed, nature was the processor, and the crop was the output. In the industrial era, wood goes in, tools process it, and a table comes out. Today, for digital entrepreneurs, the input is simply our raw ideas and data.
Which brings us to Section 2, the AI workflow model, the factory of the future.
Let's see how this builds into the modern entrepreneur's daily life. Instead of getting completely overwhelmed by a million different tools, you can map your entire business into these 3 super cute, easy-to-manage stages. It's so incredibly easy to get shiny object syndrome with all the new AI applications dropping literally every week. But if you just view everything as an input, a process, or an output, managing your business becomes incredibly frictionless.
And this breaks down the exact tactical tech stack used in our source material to smoothly run this 3-stage factory of the future. The creator uses audio transcription apps like VoicePal or Super Whisper on Mac to capture raw thoughts. That's your input. Then, almost 100% of the processing is handled by Claude, which acts as a brilliant thought partner and analyzer. Finally, the output goes straight into Notion for project management or Gamma to automatically generate visually appealing slides.
Section 3, designing your education curriculum, building the Lifestyle Business Academy.
Now let's look at how this workflow practically applies to building a brand new online education business completely from scratch. This statement right here is a specific, highly attractive elevator pitch. And guess what? It was generated by feeding raw voice inputs into an AI processor to craft a compelling StoryBrand script. By using AI to process the initial brainstorming, they were able to instantly pinpoint the hero of the story, the student, and the precise transformation the curriculum needed to provide.
The absolute beauty of this system is that your raw input can just be you, rambling your brilliant ideas on a pleasant afternoon walk. To build the foundation of this academy, the creator simply popped in their AirPods, went to the park, and literally interviewed themselves. They generated over 1,000 words of raw thought, including all the ums, ahs, and pauses, and fed that totally messy input straight into the AI.
By processing those raw voice notes, the AI acts as an incredible thought partner. It identified the very real, human emotional hurdles that future students would face, allowing the creator to design a significantly better curriculum. The AI accurately predicted that students wouldn't actually struggle with the technical steps, but rather with analysis paralysis over picking a niche or feeling imposter syndrome despite having a decade of experience. Knowing this allows you to build vital mindset coaching directly into the education program from day one.
Moving to Section 4, analyzing student feedback, from raw data to roadmap.
Once your program starts gaining traction, you really need to listen to your users, and AI makes this processing stage unbelievably efficient. Think about getting 346 student applications. That is way too much qualitative data for one human to easily digest.
Reading through hundreds of long-form responses about people's hopes, deep fears, and business goals would take a person days, but with AI, it literally takes seconds.
By following this simple data pipeline, you can instantly parse feedback to figure out exactly what your business should prioritize next. You just export the survey data into a raw CSV file, drop it into the processor, in this case Claude, and ask it to identify the common themes and the biggest pain points. Boom! It instantly builds your product roadmap based on real, tangible user data.
This kind of AI processing helps you uncover the hidden magic metrics in your business, ensuring you're adding genuine value to your users' lives. For example, by running app data through the processor, the creator discovered that if a user creates at least 3 recordings, their chances of converting to a paid user absolutely skyrocket. Because of that insight, the entire onboarding process was immediately optimized to get users to that specific 3 recording milestone.
Section 5. The Social Media Hook System. Marketing your product.
Finally, you need to market your wonderful new product. And we can use our trusty framework to generate social media attention without burning out. Generating the first few seconds of a post, the hook, is notoriously exhausting for creators. So when it comes to writing hooks to grab attention, don't just ask AI for one idea. Ask it to generate a massive volume of 50 different one-liners at once. AI is fantastic at volume. You give it the context about your product, and you force it to generate a massive list of potential angles.
This right here is the famous hookbook system. It's an iterative, joyful process of generating, testing for personal resonance, and refining. You read through that massive list of 50, and you wait for that internal feeling, that little dopamine hit where you think, oh wow, I actually have something valuable to say about that. Then you feed those favorites back into the AI to train it on your personal taste and ask for 50 more.
Now don't get discouraged if the AI gives you some incredibly cringeworthy suggestions at first. Hitting gold even 20% of the time is a massive creative victory. People often look at a few bad AI outputs and claim the technology is useless. But hey, if you generate 50 ideas and find 10 incredible ones, you've just saved yourself hours of agonizing brainstorming. That 20% hit rate is exactly what top creators are aiming for.
The key here is to keep your content authentic and prevent losing your unique voice. Outsource the tedious hook generation to the AI? Absolutely, but let your heart dictate the main message. The creator in our source material heavily emphasizes that if you let an AI language model put words in your mouth for the actual educational content, the content loses its soul. AI gets people through the door, for sure, but your genuine human expertise is what keeps them in the room.
Well, we've journeyed all the way from the agricultural era to mapping out a highly profitable AI-assisted digital factory. From initial brainstorming to analyzing user surveys, all the way to marketing with high-volume hooks. So, I'll leave you with this. Look at your own tasks this week and ask yourself, how can you step out of the daily grind and step into the future of joyful, frictionless processing? Which stage of your daily pipeline is ready for an upgrade today? Is your input lacking? Are you still processing data manually? Or are your outputs just taking way too long to design? Pinpoint that bottleneck, apply an AI tool, and watch your productivity absolutely soar. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will catch you in the next one.